When she suddenly changes how she acts, the warmth fades and the space grows, leaving you to wonder what went wrong. Are you confused? You're not the only one. Welcome to a journey that will change your life, where we reclaim our power and earn respect through the lens of Stoic wisdom. In today's video, I'll show you 10 powerful steps that will not only win back the attention of a woman who has grown distant, but will also elevate your status in her eyes. These strategies are more than just useful tips. They are teachings derived from Stoicism that encourage us to embrace calmness and resilience in the face of emotional turmoil. By following these principles, you'll learn how to handle rejection with grace and turn the situation to your advantage. So buckle up and get ready to change the dynamics of your interactions and maybe even reshape your relationships for the better. Sign up for our newsletter to get the latest empowering content. Let's dive into these life-changing ideas and begin your road to becoming more respected and admired. First, don't talk about how you feel. Let's get to the point. Stoicism tells us that the only way to really be in charge is to master ourselves, especially our feelings. The biggest mistake men make is being too open about their feelings. They think that if they show too much of their inner world, it will make them more attractive to women, but according to Stoic principles, it makes them less interesting. It's like showing your cards in a poker game. Once she knows how invested you are, she sees you as predictable and easy to control. In Stoicism, the goal is to stay unshaken by outside circumstances, including romantic interests. When you openly show your emotions, you're giving up this control, letting your reactions determine how you interact with others. This makes you less interesting and more like an open book that's easy to read and understand. Don't take this to mean that you're cold or indifferent. Stoicism isn't about hiding your feelings completely. It's about handling them with knowledge and restraint. By controlling what you show and showing less, you make it harder for your emotions to get to you. This change can upset the balance of power in the relationship. The woman who used to feel safe and in charge will start to feel a shift when you're not always there for her or eager to please. She'll start to feel a pang of insecurity. Stoic wisdom says that this feeling of insecurity can be very strong. If you understand and accept your natural ebb and flow of desire, you can gain more power as you become less dependable and more mysterious. If you make her curious, she'll wonder how you really feel and why you aren't as available as she used to be. This will make her rethink her position and try to get your attention again. This is where the Stoic approach really shines. By controlling your emotions and not telling her everything right away, you stay in charge of the situation and change from a predictable and easy-to-reach figure to a compelling challenge. Challenges are naturally interesting, and the pursuit of them can make her want your attention even more, so be careful with your feelings. Don't tell her everything and give her some room for doubt. This method not only earns you respect, but it also changes the balance of power in your favor. By staying calm and smart, you stop being just another face in the crowd and become someone she really wants to earn. Number 2. Let her take care of the desperate. Let's look at a major mistake. Many men act desperate, and it can feel like an automatic response when a woman ignores you or treats you badly. You chase her and beg her for answers and badly want her attention as if she's the only thing that can make you happy. But here's what the Stoics say. When you chase her down and beg, you're giving up all control and admitting defeat. It's like saying, I need your approval so badly that I'll do anything to get it. And when you show that much desperation, you come across as someone who doesn't value themselves. The Stoic view says that someone who doesn't value himself, a man who doesn't see his own worth, is easy to take advantage of. She can tell when you don't respect yourself, and she may end up walking all over you without giving it a thought. How can you change the balance? Take a big breath in. You should calm down and fight the urge to act without thinking. If you notice that something is wrong and she doesn't value you, it's time to take a step back. I'm not telling you to play games or fake withdrawal to see if she will chase you. Instead, I want you to have a real relationship with her. Retreat means recognizing that if she doesn't see how valuable you are, you can focus on other, more satisfying things. This is where Stoic principles come in. When you stop acting out of desperation, the energy changes. The woman who used to see you as a passive audience now feels a shift in power. She thought you'd always be there for her, willing to do whatever it took to win her over, but now you're showing that you won't settle for less than you deserve. This revelation is powerful and often leaves her stunned. Here's the trick. When she pulls away, stop chasing her. Instead, create a space where she can feel the loss of control. She realizes that she no longer has control over you, and she starts to chase you, trying to reclaim what she thought was rightfully hers. This Stoic attitude shows a deep understanding of self-worth and emotional independence. When you let her carry the desperation, you change the dynamic. You show that you value yourself and your time, and she will often treat you with the respect and attention you deserve the next time she pulls away. Don't freak out. Let her feel the void. This simple but profound change in attitude can change the way you interact with others and make sure you are valued for who you really are. Number 3, stay unreachable. Let's look at a basic Stoic strategy that can change the dynamics of attraction. The art of being unavailable from a Stoic point of view. Keeping a sense of mystery and scarcity is not just a strategy, it's a principle of self-respect and self-control. In the world of Stoicism, we know that our time and attention are valuable resources. When you make yourself always available, you accidentally lower your own worth, the Stoic says. Sage knows that being available all the time can make people feel desperate and like they don't have any other important things to do, which is philosophically against living a balanced and independent life. So what does the Stoic approach say? It's simple but powerful. Create a sense of mystery by selectively avoiding her. When she contacts you or suggests a meetup, respond calmly by saying that you are busy with other important things. This doesn't mean being rude, but rather by showing that you have a full and satisfying life outside of her presence. It's clear from this Stoic wisdom that to respect yourself, you have to see your own worth by being less approachable. You're not only giving yourself a strategic advantage, but you're also showing that your life has meaning and purpose. This change not only protects your dignity, but it also reinforces the idea that people should never put their self-respect below seeking approval from others. When you start to pull away, you break the pattern. This approach challenges her assumptions about your availability and forces her to reevaluate her expectations. Being less available can make her feel like she needs to act quickly and think about things. She may start to wonder why you're not following her as hard and start to feel uncomfortable about losing you. Playing games isn't the point. The point is to feel good about yourself and keep your space by waiting to respond. By saying no to some offers and focusing on your own life, you create a natural space where people can respect and want each other. This is the Stoic principle. When something important happens, she starts to feel a shift. The person who was once easy to predict and get in touch with is now a figure of interest and value. This newfound distance turns you into a task she wants to take on, which makes her want to pursue you with renewed interest. In essence, things that are always within reach are rarely cherished, so by mastering the art of being sometimes unavailable, you align yourself with the Stoic value of recognizing one's own worth and letting others do the same. If you've read this far and are still with us, please leave a comment below or just type your ideas. Be hard to get. If you like the content, your opinion is very helpful and keeps us motivated to make more videos. Now, let's move on to number 4. Show her that you're interested in more than just the Stoic theory. Self-worth and independence. Important. Too many men make the big mistake of doing nothing while they wait for the woman to decide if she wants to come back, missing out on their own lives and chances. Standing by with your arms crossed and waiting for her to come back is like admitting that you don't matter. This behavior tells her that you are just another option for her to choose or reject whenever she wants. Instead of waiting around like a doormat, why not show that your life is moving forward without her by actively pursuing new experiences and interacting with other people? By doing this, you show that you embody the Stoic virtues of resilience and self-sufficiency. It's not about her. Your life is full and rich on its own. When you change how you think and act to reflect this, the situation changes dramatically. The woman who used to be sure she had control over you will start to feel uneasy. She will start to wonder why you are with other people and what those other people might have that she doesn't. This uncertainty will slowly erode her confidence. It's not just about making her jealous. It's about making her afraid of losing you to someone who values you more than she does. She will realize that if she doesn't act quickly, she risks losing you to someone who values you more than she does. This strategy isn't about playing small games or being manipulative. It's about showing that you won't settle for small amounts of attention. It's about moving on and making it clear that if she doesn't meet your standards, others will. This approach changes the power dynamic and makes it clear that your worth isn't dependent on her approval or presence. By keeping a calm attitude, you're not only showing her that you respect yourself, but you're also subtly encouraging her to think about what she's doing. When she sees that you're doing well and growing without her, the thought that she might lose you to someone else will make her feel rushed, and she might change her mind and try to win you back. Remember that life is too short to wait for someone who doesn't see how valuable you are. Stand strong in your worth. Do what you need to do with confidence and let your deeds show that you deserve respect. Number 5. Setting up mystique. A lot of men make the mistake of thinking that the only way to win a woman's love is to be completely honest about their struggles, hopes, fears, and dreams. They think that by being completely honest with each other, they will build trust and deepen their connection. However, this usually backfires. If you tell her everything too soon, you risk becoming boring and predictable, which takes away from the allure that drew her to you in the first place. Stoicism teaches us the value of restraint and the wisdom of keeping an air of calmness and self-control around you. This way of thinking can easily be applied to the art of attraction. Instead of showing everyone everything about yourself right away, follow the Stoic principle of keeping some things secret. This doesn't mean lying or being dishonest. It means creating an interesting presence that sparks interest and engagement. When she asks about your thoughts or feelings, give answers that are thoughtful but not completely revealing. This strategic obscurity lets her wonder and speculate about your deeper self, making you more interesting. Mysteries aren't limited to conversation. They affect your whole behavior and actions as well. As a Stoic keeps a steady and controlled exterior while managing their inner emotions, you should find a balance between being present and being involved. Instead of being clear about your plans and intentions, be present in a way that isn't always predictable. Be present sometimes and be attentive and involved, and other times subtly distant and preoccupied. This change in your behavior keeps her interested as she tries to figure out your true thoughts and intentions by not fully disclosing your feelings or future plans. You create an atmosphere where she is free to think and desire to know more about you. This is similar to a core Stoic practice of focusing on what you can control while remaining neutral in the face of outside reactions. In your interactions with her, let her see only parts of who you are, and let her imagination fill in the blanks. This controlled revelation makes her more interested in solving the mystery around you. The allure of the unknown is strong, and by embracing it, you draw her in and keep her interested. By viewing mystery through a Stoic lens, you not only become more captivating, but you also show strength and self-confidence. People are naturally drawn to things they don't fully understand. By keeping her guessing and intrigued, you turn yourself into an irresistible enigma, making sure that her interest in you continues to grow. If you're still with us, please share your thoughts in the comments or just type "Be a mystery" if this speaks to you. Your opinion is very important to us and makes us want to make more videos. Sixth, set priorities for your time and work. How many men do you know who spend hours and hours on something? Less hours, days, or even weeks chasing after a woman who doesn't respect their efforts is like throwing away something valuable. Stoicism tells us that time is limited and valuable. Once a moment passes, it's gone forever, can't be recovered or replaced. So why waste it on someone who doesn't see how valuable we really are? The Stoic thinker Seneca reminds us that time is limited and that we need to make the most of it. This means being selective about where and with whom we spend our time and energy. If a woman isn't responding to your efforts or showing real interest in you, it's time to re-evaluate your priorities. Stoic wisdom is based on the idea that you shouldn't waste your time and energy on people who don't respect you. When you give your own time a high value, others will naturally see it as more valuable. This practice isn't about becoming self-centered or detached. It's about keeping your self-respect and dignity. It's about recognizing your inherent value and making sure it isn't wasted on someone who doesn't appreciate it. Stoicism tells us to be honest so that our actions are in line with our values and to stay away from relationships or pursuits that don't make us happy. You make a new dynamic when you start to stay away from people who don't show up on time. This isn't just about being physically absent. It's also about being emotionally and mentally detached. Don't waste your time and energy trying to win someone back or please someone who clearly isn't on the same vibe as you. Instead, put that energy into things that will help you grow and be happy. Your personal growth, your projects, and your relationships with people who really value your presence. As you pull away, making yourself less available and less eager to please, she will start to see you as someone who is hard to win over and whose time and attention must be earned. This new characterization gives you an air of mystery and control, making you seem more valuable. Stoic principles say that when you act from a place of self-worth, others are forced to re-evaluate how they treat you. They start to see that you are not just another option, but a person who deserves thoughtful consideration and respect. So before you invest more time and energy into someone, ask yourself this important question: does this person truly deserve your time and attention? If the answer is no, put yourself and your values first. Others will naturally respect someone who values their own time and energy. By living by this Stoic principle, you not only improve your own life, but you also make others want to get your attention and appreciation. This is where real strength and influence lie, where self-respect meets the power to attract people who genuinely value and reciprocate your efforts. Seventh, make her the most desperate person in the world of Stoicism. Getting better at self-control and emotional detachment is very important. If you follow these rules, you can greatly change the power dynamics in your relationships with women, making her want your attention instead of you. This change starts with knowing how valuable you are and taking charge of the situation, which makes her go after what she used to take for granted. Let's look into the Stoic theory that supports this way of thinking. Stoicism tells us to keep our inner peace and not let outside events affect us. By using this advice, you can avoid falling into the trap of always wanting approval or validation from others. When you stop being too available and start showing that you are not just another option, you put yourself in a position of value and authority. Here's how you can put this into practice. First, create distance. This isn't about playing games. It's about living up to the Stoic ideal of self-worth and independence. When you make yourself less available by pulling away, you're not only showing that you don't want to be with her, you're also sending a message that your time and attention are valuable. This act of self-respect is key to changing the dynamic because it shows that you're not waiting around for whatever she has to offer. As she notices the change, she starts to feel the same anxiety that you did at this crucial turning point. Now it's her turn to feel the pressure of possibly losing you. This worry is strong because it reminds you of how you might have felt when you thought you might lose her. It's a natural result of shifting the balance of power, which is exactly what you want to do at this point. Desire. The power that was once in her hands now lies with you. Instead of pleading for attention or affection, you confidently assert your worth, making it clear that you won't settle for mere scraps, but deserve a full feast. This isn't arrogance, but rather a recognition of your worth and refusing to give up on it. If she isn't willing to give you what you deserve, then there are others who will. Giving her a sense of urgency by making her fear losing you makes her want to reclaim what she once took for granted. This is how you use the power of Stoic detachment to your advantage. You set the rules for the interaction, showing that you are not only desirable but also in charge. So let her feel the fear of losing you. Let her feel the urgency that once drove you. This is when you show her your true power, changing her from a player in the game to the ultimate prize that everyone wants, but few can reach. Eighth, don't chase after her. When someone you care about becomes distant, it's normal to feel confused or even desperate. You might be tempted to chase after her to try to figure out why she's pulling away and win her back. However, from a Stoic point of view, this can be harmful. When you chase after her, you give up your power and show how much you need her presence to feel whole. According to Stoic philosophy, this is like waving a white flag that says, "I can't live without you." Putting so much value on her approval and care hurts your own self-worth instead of helping you. Chasing her makes you feel even less valuable and can make her want to stay away even more. Practicing Stoicism teaches us to be strong inside and rely on our own virtues and goals instead of looking for approval from others. When you chase her, you send her the message that your happiness and sense of self depend on what she does, which can make her think she has all the power in the relationship, which might not be the best dynamic for someone looking for a balanced and mutually respectful connection. Focusing on creating a full and meaningful life creates a natural void that lets her know what she might be missing. Your newfound independence and confidence make you more attractive because you show that your life is complete and rich without her involvement. By embracing Stoic detachment, you are effectively signaling that her presence is not the focal point of your existence. This shift in perspective helps to rebalance the power dynamics in the relationship. Instead of you wanting to get her attention, she may find herself re-evaluating her position and the effects of her actions. The goal is not to control or manipulate her, but to develop a sense of self-worth and inner strength that naturally leads her to rethink her stance by applying Stoic principles. You show that you are a valuable person who doesn't need approval from others to feel whole. This approach not only gives you more purpose, but it also makes her realize that she needs to put in the work if she wants to be a part of your rich and fulfilling life. In this way, you become someone who is not only desirable, but also someone who people really care about and respect. Number 9. Boost your worth. When a woman pulls away, it may feel like a setback, but in the framework of Stoic philosophy, it is a chance to think about things and grow. Right now is a sign that you should look inside, reevaluate your worth and raise it. Increasing your value isn't about putting on a show or looking for approval from other people. It's about improving yourself consistently. Stoics believe that our worth comes from what we do and how we act, not from what other people think of us. When a woman pulls away, it's not a reason to chase after her or feel less important. It's an opportunity to improve your own life and character. Think about how you can put this into practice by focusing on your passions, even if they have nothing to do with your career. Activities or projects for yourself. Invest in yourself and set goals that will push you to grow and challenge yourself. Live a fulfilling life that doesn't depend on other people's approval. When you are committed to personal growth, pursuing your interests and living with purpose, you automatically increase your own value. Women like men who are self-confident, independent, and always trying to improve themselves. When you focus on raising your own value, you shift the focus from her to yourself. This is a big deal because it means you are no longer a man who is waiting for her attention, but someone who is actively making their life meaningful and successful. By showing her that your worth doesn't depend on her actions or attention, you show her that you are someone who deserves respect and admiration for your own achievements and personal growth. This changes her perspective and makes her realize that you are not just another person looking for her approval, but someone who is thriving and has a lot to offer. In conclusion, when she pulls away, don't give in to desperation or anxiety. Instead, take charge of the situation by focusing on making yourself more valuable. This not only makes you more sticking to Stoic principles, and working on your own growth shows that your worth is natural and self-sustaining. This way of thinking gives you the power to change the situation, making her want your attention more because she sees how strong and valuable you are. So you can be the main character in your own story. Let's look at a deep principle that can change your life. In Stoic philosophy, we know that we can't control what happens in the outside world, but we can always choose how to react to it. This difference is key to reclaiming your power and becoming the main character in your own story. A lot of men get stuck in the trap of basing their whole lives on a woman and making her the center of their universe, as if their happiness and sense of purpose rely on her being there. This makes you a passive person and lowers your sense of self-worth and agency. It's like putting yourself in a story that should be all about you. Now is the time to rewrite your life's script. Don't wait for outside approval or validation to assert your value and pursue your dreams. In the spirit of Stoicism, you must prioritize yourself not from a place of selfishness, but from a deep recognition of your own intrinsic worth. This means living in alignment with your own values, desires, and principles, instead of being influenced by the expectations and approval of others. When you take on the role of the protagonist in your own story, you start making decisions based on what really helps you instead of what just makes other people happy. This shift raises your self-esteem and earns respect from those who see you change. People start to see you as a man with a clear sense of purpose and direction, someone who deserves respect and admiration because he won't settle for less than the best. Focusing on your own journey and making yourself the center of your life will naturally attract people who truly appreciate and value you. You won't have to chase after attention or play games to get it. Instead, the people who are meant to be a part of your story will naturally gravitate toward you and be eager to support you, celebrate your successes, and stand by your side. So stop being a passive observer in your own story, my friend. Take charge and play the part of the lead with the self-assurance and clarity that come from knowing and appreciating your own worth. When you put yourself at the center of your story, everything else starts to change. You go from being a follower to a magnet for people who are drawn to your strength, integrity, and purpose. As this video comes to a close, let's take a moment to think about the powerful Stoic philosophy that underlies our discussion today. Life is infinitely too valuable to be spent in the shadows. Just giving in to the demands of people who don't see our worth. Stoicism teaches us more than just how to keep going. It also teaches us the honor of choosing to be ourselves when other people might not. It's about making choices that shape our character and how others see us if we want respect, admiration, and real bonds. You need to take action to be the main character in your own life story instead of just a spectator. Refusing to be someone's attention scraps and not acting out of desperation are not only acts of self-respect, but also powerful statements of your values. Stoic wisdom says that your true strength lies within you, so don't chase after other people. When you start living your life honestly, honoring your worth and respecting your own boundaries, the right people who truly value what you bring to the table will naturally gravitate toward you. It's time to rise above, honor your own journey, and live by principles that take your life beyond the ordinary. You are the author of your own epic story, so make it a masterpiece that you're proud to call your own.